Let's get back to the other top story. The judge at the center of the deportation flights case is speaking out. Judge James Boasberg is part of a legal panel today. Our chief Washington correspondent, James Rosen, has been keeping track of this event. He joins us now live with the latest. And James, Boasberg kind of making a little bit of a joke at one point here on the panel.
Yes, at the very beginning of his comments. Good afternoon to you, Bianca. Senior officials in the Trump administration from the president on down have argued that a single federal judge should not have the power to issue nationwide injunctions halting or overturning the president's policy. So, on Capitol Hill this morning, the Senate Judiciary Committee heard expert testimony on legislation proposed by committee chairman Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa, that would bar lower courts from issuing such orders. The panel's top Democrat attributed the growing frequency of nationwide injunctions to what he described as President Trump's disregard for federal law.
We've heard repeated complaints from Republicans about the number of injunctions issued against this president compared to other presidents. Why so many? They ignore the fact that this president has issued more than 100 executive orders, the most by any president at this point in his term in at least 4 decades. Many are clearly illegal.
The committee heard from liberal and conservative law professors. The latter argued on behalf of Senator Grassley's legislation, saying nationwide injunctions have become a, quote, scourge for Democratic and Republican presidents alike.
The federal courts are and should be a bulwark against unconstitutional or illegal actions taken by other government actors. They should hold the president accountable, regardless of whether the president is a Republican or a Democrat. But the federal court should perform that essential function, as courts do, by deciding particular cases brought by particular parties with remedies that control the relationship between these parties.
Judge James Boasberg, chief judge for the federal district court in the District of Columbia, has sharply questioned Trump administration attorneys, suggesting they may have violated his orders concerning the liftoff of a plane carrying deportees. He has also ordered the participants in that leaked signal chat to preserve their documents. In a panel discussion this morning on antitrust law, part of the American Bar Association's spring conference, the chief judge began, as Bianca noted, with a quip that slyly acknowledged the controversy swirling around him.
Well, thank you also. I'm very happy to be here where we're talking just about antitrust.
And although Judge Boasberg limited his comments to the length of time consumed by the discovery process in antitrust litigation, his remarks provided some insights into how he is approaching the cases before him involving the Trump administration.
What is the most critical facet for me? And that's progress and momentum. Getting bogged down in discovery does no one any good. It certainly doesn't do the judge good, doesn't do the parties any good. So the question is, how do we keep pushing the case along? How do we continue to have momentum?
The Antitrust Division of the Department of Justice decided this year to skip the ABA Spring Conference, sending none of its leadership to speak at the annual event. Bianca.
It was great to have you with us. Thank you for that.
Thank you.